So today, showing you how to set a dirt hole set for trapping. Right where we're at, it's like a little three-way. There's trails going to the right, to the left, there's a creek in the back, then a trail going out to the big fields. And as you can see, it's just kind of a little open area. This is what I'm using, our MB550 Minnesota brand. I'll put the link to F&T in the bottom, but they're regular jaws, 4-cooled, double swivels, so whenever they get into the trap, they're not going to break their foot or anything like that. For this, there's nowhere to put a place for a extension for my trap to put it to a tree. So I'm using wolf anchors, earth anchors. These are 18-inch. I'm gonna be driving these in the ground. All I did for a stake driver, you can buy them. I got a piece of rebar, welded me a nut on there and cut me a little slot in the end of it. And that's all it's gonna do is go straight down. You'll see it in a second. So yeah. So all I use is a little claw and paddle hammer, wedge, whatever you wanna call it, from Tractor Supply. This is a natural, just weed. It's broke off there, but I'm gonna use it as a pea stick. This is gonna be a cat set. There's a lot of shrub, a lot of thickets where rabbits are at, a lot of cats are at. So all you're gonna do, if you don't know how big to make your trap bed, go ahead and put your trap up there, give it a yang, both sides. You need to make it to a square. You can do it in a circle, but square's a little bit easier. Get your wedge side, go ahead and get all this junk out of here. It comes out relatively quick. If there's any roots, you need to cut them. I bring a machete with me usually for stuff like that. Make it just a little bit bigger than your trap. That way you can adjust if you need to. Your earth anchor is going to go in the bottom. So dig one side just a little bit deeper. Break all this stuff out. My dirt hole is going to be up here. So I'm going to kind of make it into a little teepee, if you will. But not as deep on the dirt hole side. Right here, there's gonna be a shelf all the way around. It's gonna come up, then I'm gonna get my dirt hole. All I'll do is use a 2-inch auger, and I'll go at a 45-degree angle into the ground, and I'll show you that here in a second. But you're just gonna dig this out, and I'll show you what it looks like when we get done. This is what your trap bed looks like. There's a shelf going down. It's about 2 inches deep. Now, quick, easy way to test if your bed's big enough. Get your trap, throw it in there. Now you're gonna offset it left or right. Animals don't walk in a straight line. Their paws are offset. So, you know, do that accordingly. I like to camp my trap just a little bit, give it a, 20, 30-degree angle. That's just what I like to do. You ain't got to, but it is what it is. For your earth anchors, get your drive rod where your slits cut in it. Throw that on the inside. Bring your cable up. I like to drive mine in the back of my bed and get to pounding. Now, we got about 7 inches to go before you get that D-link or C-link, whatever you want to call it, into the dirt. Go ahead and set your trap. Now with these, I'm a little bit on the hobbling side right now, so I set it right outside my bed. These MB550s can be a little bit of a pain. These 4-cord traps are a little bit of a pain to get set. There we go. All right, get your pan up over your dog. These MB550s have a night latch, so put your dead jaw right there. Ease that trap down, that pan, till you hear you click. Make sure you're stepping on this thing the whole time. Right there. Now, that thing's on a hair trigger. Make sure its dead jaw stays over toward your trigger or your dog until you get this thing starting to sift, and you'll see that in a second. I'm gonna finish pounding this earth anchor in the ground. That was a pain in itself. If you get stomped on by a bull, just know trapping season's gonna suck. All right, now we got that earth anchor all the way down there in the ground. I always like to set my dog toward the front of the set. Go ahead and get that thing level. Now you'll see I've got a space up under here. So all this dirt you got out of your trap bed, put it all through there. Lift your trap up. Make sure there ain't no rocks in your dirt, no sticks, no nothing that's gonna affect your trap going off. Like this piece right there. Get all that junk out of there. If it's gonna rain, you need to get you some trap liners and put them over your traps. I think it's gonna rain Monday and Tuesday, so I'm gonna put a liner on this. Go ahead and get that set down in there. I'm gonna put some dirt up under my little edges there. And the whole goal of this, you're pretty much tamping the dirt around it. Whenever a critter steps on this thing, I mean, I'm talking all the way around, put your dirt all the way around it, push down on it. When a critter comes in here, he's been stomping around and everything else. If he goes to step right here and your trap moves like that, he's probably gonna dig it up. Coyotes are bad about digging it up. They, you know, they're pretty curious. Cats, not so much, but they will if they step on it and it moves. They're a little more weary of coming around it. So I'm just making me a little shelf for my dead jaw right there. Go to step on that thing, it ain't gonna move. He ain't never gonna know it's there. I'm just gonna make sure all this stuff right here is tamped. There ain't no rocks or no junk gonna get in the way of my jaw smacking him on the paw. So that wasn't supposed to rhyme, but I'm not a rapper. All right, that's done. He can step anywhere. That trap ain't gonna move. Yeah, talking about, they're from F&T. Again, I'll put the link to the websites where I get all my trapping stuff at. They're awesome. But for this, they come with a little, that's for your dog to put it, you know, up and over it. I'm not gonna do that. I don't have the time for that. You can if you want to, but what I'm gonna do is put that bad boy, and all this does is it keeps rocks and dirt from getting up under your pan. Can be a lifesaver, especially when it's going to rain like it is here in a couple days. But all that's going to do is whenever you go to sift dirt on top of this, or it rains or anything else, no dirt or rocks is going to get up under your pan and compact and keep that pan from going off. But with these MB550s, they're set to such a hair trigger that it ain't going to matter. You're going to get him regardless. But better safe than sorry. I'm out here spending the time setting this and killing myself, so I'm gonna make sure I get him, rain, sleet, or snow. Now, for this auger, this is for your dirt hole. The whole goal of this is to make it look like either something's been burrowed, something is burrowing, something's living there, or something. But you'll see where I'm gonna dig this hole at. Be better right there. Pretty good angle. Now I like to water this edge out right here, just so from an animal's perspective they can see down it. There's a walnut right there. Get that out of there. Now you can check your depth by smacking this thing with an auger. See how much dirt's compacted. That ain't deep enough. So there's a bunch of roots down in there. Bringing some of that stuff out of there. That'll be deep enough. All right. Right here's the edge of it. We're about 14 inches deep, 15 maybe. Now with this dirt right here, make sure no rocks came out of it. And if they did, push them either off your trap or everything else. I like to get the bottom edge of the dirt right here. Go ahead and fill in, you know, this right here. For coyotes, you can use rubber gloves and everything else. These dogs around here, they really don't care so much. I know some places they do where they don't get a lot of human interaction, but you can save all that dirt right there for your fill back in your trap bed. And all you do with that, again, get you a sifter, all that dirt from your trap bed, grass, all that junk. Go ahead and clump her on up in there. Shift it over. Now that dead jaw is just a little bit higher from the angle I put it at. Did it for a reason. I'll show you that here in a second. With cats, cats are fancy. Everybody knows this, house cats. Dogs think you're God, cats are God. So they don't like to step on flat ground. They like a soft little mound to sit on. So that's what we're gonna get him. And there's a lot of rabbits in here, and where there's a lot of rabbits, there's a lot of cats. And I'm ready for it. I got one more. Now I'm gonna cover the rest of that back over with grass. Now, personally, I like about a 1/2 inch dirt, a little under a half of dirt on my trap itself. Now with this, I'm just gonna kind of get some of this dead grass, get that in my sifter and shred it up a little bit, make it look not so suspicious. Ain't no clumps or nothing in there. Now, get me a little, oh mercy, that ain't gonna work. Well, yeah, it probably will. I like a longer one, but this is what we got. Go ahead and find out where your trap's at. I don't like that. I'm about to pop my finger. Okay, now we're good. Just a little stick like that. All this extra dirt up in here, you can rake it to make it look more even. All your dirt up here, bring it on down. Get you a little bit of this grass junk right there. Cover that shelf over. Even all that out right through there. Now remember the angle I put it at? Oh, that's about a 1/2 inch of dirt right there on top of it now. Now my trap bottom jaw is showing, so what I'm gonna do is get some of that dirt, bring it right on top of it, some right that through there, because whenever it rains, you're gonna have to redo your sets anyway, but this will give you a better chance of your jaw not being exposed when it rains if you just give it a little extra on that backside. It ain't gonna matter, because that cat's got him a pretty little mound to step on now. Ain't no sticks, ain't no nothing in the way. It's all evened up. I promise you that trap will go off. They are mean. There's him a pretty little mound. He can plop his rabbit killing butt right on top of that thing and get bit. Now, this next part, F&T again. I use sheep's wool. Well, okay. I like to do this stuff is, I get me a clump up about like that, open it up. That stuff, it's a little greasy, so I mean, if you a chicken, don't grab hold of it, but if you're trapping, I doubt you're a chicken. So now today, I'm gonna use a gland lure. It's about to get mating season for these cats, and I think I'm gonna use John Graham's Pride Rock. Again, you can get all this stuff on fntpost.com. They got great prices for everything. All the snares in my previous videos, they all have F&T Post equipment on there. Now what I did with that stick, I have no idea. Get you a stick about the same size as that last one, but you know, base of a Q-tip. Get you your gland lures all done up. Now these do smell just a bit, but what I like to do with this, I get me a good decent glob. I'm gonna set that down before I can get that on my fingers and throw up. Give me a good glob out like that. I know these cats are trafficking pretty good. Ah, shit. About like that right there. Go ahead and ball that up. Throw that down there in your hole. Now from this side, you can look down in that hole. You can still see it. They can get it with their mouth. I like to put it just a little bit deeper. Cats ain't stupid. They know something's down there. With your stick, I like to put it right there. Against it, there ain't much on there. Not enough to make a difference. Now, with cats, I think their home radius is about 35 miles. So they'll rotate, about 35 miles pretty quick. And in the midst of me getting that thing drove in, I knocked my natural pee thing over. So I've got my kitty pee right there. Again, you can get your little spray bottles at F&T. They come in a jug, but I'm good. For this, I'm gonna put pee right here and pee over here. I mean, this is a three-way, so they like to spray up a little bit higher. They're not like a dog. Put you some right up in there, and a little bit right up in there. Just let him know that any other cats around here, I'm the boss dog, and they're gonna have to come fight me if they're gonna be on my turf repping a set. Well, the only set we're repping is an MB 550 dirt hole. So if you want to, you can Kind of get you some of this junk right up in here, his trap bed stuff. It's all clumped up. Put that up in there, kind of camouflage that just a little bit. Make sure his mound is not touched, not messed with. You know, what I'm gonna do for the back of this, make it just like a little burrow in the back so he can't come from the back looking down in it. He's gonna have to come almost in a funnel, but you don't want to funnel them too bad because animals don't like being confined. That's why a lot of times cage straps don't work the best. So right there, he has to come around to the front. And he's got him a pretty little mound right there where he's just going to put his big old paw on and have me come in here with a choke pole and yeet that bad boy up in the back of the truck. But yeah, so I'll see y'all next time. On a hunch a couple days ago, MB 550 with a dirt hole right here. I mean, he's a big old Tom. So yeah, tight chains, baby. Let's go.